Yeah. Seemed to be some confusion about this. The Lord had repented that he'd made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. Now, the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh, yet his days shall be 120 years. Now, this tempting of Abraham, um, I think Abraham had an obligation to recognize the limitations of his life. For all of those that have participated in the Abrahamic covenant, I want you to carefully consider if that's a covenant that you want to have anything to do with. Now, I have done a lot of Bible study, and this whole concept of sacrificing your son. You know, it seems that the Lord kind of let those before the flood make their own decisions, and of course they thought, well, I might as well live longer than I should. Then there are those that make dogs. And your dog said, well, as long as I come to find out, I'm going to live a long life, and I'm going to build an ant hill. I'm going to sow into each and every one of them, and I will have myself an ant colony. Yes. I'm going to build a Tower of Babel to God. See, in Genesis 22, it came to pass after these things that God did tempt Abraham. Yeah. I don't think that God should ever have to tempt an actual person. It should be one of these where you say, well, I accept that there are these other covenants, but then there was a new covenant in the New Testament. Yes. And just kind of looking through it. Okay. There's probably something in here. Oh. Now, and before him, what's this here? Matthew 25. Yeah. 32. And before him shall be gathered all nations. And he shall separate them one from another, as a shepherd divideth his sheep from the goats. And he shall set the sheep on his right hand, but the goats on the left. Then shall the king say unto them on his right hand, Come, ye blessed of my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was a hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and you came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? When saw we thee a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Or when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer in verse 40, Say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these, my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Then shall he say unto them on the left hand, Depart from me, ye cursed, into everlasting fire, prepared for the devil and his angels. For I was hungered, and you gave me no meat. I was thirsty, and you gave me no drink. I was a stranger, and you took me not in, naked, and you clothed me not, sick, and in prison, and you visited me not. Then shall they also answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee hungered, or athirst, or a stranger, or naked, or sick, or in prison, and did not minister unto thee? Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily, I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did it not to me. And these shall go away into everlasting punishment, but the righteous into life eternal. Now we have a right and a left hand right now. Isn't that right, Sheriff? Yes. Your dog is the left, and your dog is absolutely sure that They will never find out. But if I look at it here, it sounds like the dog says, well, if you're hungry, it's not my fault. Why don't you get a fucking job? If you're thirsty, it's not my obligation to give you any water. Oh, and if you're a stranger, yes, it's not my concern. My job is to make sure I have my fucking job. That's right. Now, you clothed me not, sick and in prison. You visited me not. See, the left is always thinking about what the fuck they can get for themselves. Now, these righteous, yes, let's say you're hungry. I want to manufacture some food today, and you're obstructing my right to do that. It might be a federally protected activity. Yes. Well, let's say I wanted to make 2 trillion gallons of fresh water a year so as to give you something to drink. But you said right now, I don't have to enforce your rights. If you got a fucking problem, you can listen to fucking court. Now, it looks like there's 2 eternities. Yes. There's one for the left that happens to be in the family that came the money that thinks that every one of us is going to go the way. And then there's the right. They realize the limitations of being an actual human citizen. Yes. Now, I've mentioned quite often right now, you stupid fuckers are spending